Hi guys. So exciting news today about Kamala Harris being picked as Joe Biden's VP. Very cool. I love her anyway. I'm also excited because I did predict that she was the one about a week ago, 10 days ago. I had, and honestly for me, it's just like, so it's just, I'm so happy to be validated that I am, that I was connecting with something and that I can start being really familiar, more and more familiar and more confident when I'm connecting. And I got such a strong read, and my pendulum also gave me a strong read. I'm gonna start, I know some people find it pretty boring to watch the pendulum, but I am gonna be using it more before my reads, so I'll let you know what the pendulum said about this or that, if it relates to the read. And also just such a great energy in general, having her named and just feeling how right that feels and how, just the energy today is so positive. I'm so happy. We needed this just to like have a day about something good in the news, that we can just sort of dominate the day and the excitement for at least a day. So randomly, and lately I've really been thinking a lot, and this is gonna sound random, but I've wanted to read on Christopher Wray for weeks. I'll tell you why. I felt like in some read, I felt like I got a card that to me felt like a kind of someone playing both sides, like a double agent. Now I know he's the head of the FBI. He was put in as the head of the FBI by Trump. I know the FBI is really not supposed to work with Trump, or, they're supposed to be very separate entities. But, so I'm like, how can you be a double agent? But I think you can, I think he can be sort of playing a loyalist to the Trump people, and then really actually being loyal to justice and truth and the law, which does not, I think we all know, does not favor Trump or those who, favor Trump. So anyway, I just want to read on that. I did ask my pendulum. I did get a yes on that. Oh, and it's also interesting because this morning I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this read. I Googled him just to see what's going on with him these days. And actually there's a couple Fox News headlines kind of like painting Christopher Wray as a possible kind of traitor because he seems to be withholding documents from the GOP. And Ron Johnson, who's this horrible Republican who really likes to spread this idea that Democrats are corrupt, that the Mueller report was corrupt, he has subpoenaed Christopher Wray for more documents relating to why they started the Mueller investigation and all that. And I thought that was interesting because is that sort of validating my feelings that he is sort of trying to work against the Republicans and for justice. So let's see if I get anything interesting. So we want to read on Christopher Wray. Help us to see, is Christopher Wray working hard at the FBI to work for justice? And does he have a lot on Trump? Help us to see Christopher Wray. Is Christopher Wray secretly like a good guy, trustworthy good guy who's got something that is going to mean something in all of this? Okay, here's what I am seeing. So first, this 3 of Wands. It's like he's sort of staying on his side of, you see these rods, that's sort of like a gateway, and like, but someone is coming to him, and I even think he's definitely working overseas with people. But my question being about whether is he a double agent? I think maybe he's working with a double agent or something like that. Or maybe they're crossing the line and coming to him, and he's having to play the loyalist. And I see why he has to play the loyalist. He doesn't want to be let go from his position. So he is sort of, oh, and look at his foot here, crossing that line. So he is crossing the line. He is kind of communicating with the administration, and So that's there, covered by the Hierophant, which tells me like that is the sort of playing both sides. He is still loyal to the FBI, the rule of law, right and wrong, but he is sort of crossing lines a little bit, maybe to be, to come off as a loyalist for the Trump administration. But like this covers it all. So really his main goal of even doing that is to maintain the law and order. So that's good. And I think that's interesting. I also found these two cards very interesting on the surface compared to what's beneath the surface. On the surface, I think he is, so, you know, they're trying, so Ron Johnson, the GOP, they're like, give us more information about this from the Mueller report. And I just think they seem desperate, like they want to see basically, what does the FBI have? We're getting nervous. But they're, you know, pretending that it's about them, you know, we think we see corruption, so you have to give us more information. He is, I feel him to be, first of all, I feel him to have, well, okay. I feel him to be making excuses that are very boring, detail, meticulous, just sort of like the red tape stuff I get here, that he's trying to hold them off and put them off, and not by mentioning, just instead of really answering their question, he's making excuses. And then, but I see that beneath the surface, on the contrary, he's got a 10 of cups here. And he's got a lot, he's got it all, and it's finished. 10 is completion. And he has got a boatload. And it just feels like a very good, I mean, this is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. And it feels just like a party. It just feels fantastic. And that's what he's, you know, covering with this, like, oh, well, we don't have much, and I can't really, you know, like this law, and this is, you know, redaction, you know, that sort of thing. There's like a real slow and heaviness to this, and like a real like hugeness to this. So he's putting off Republicans' requests on purpose to cover for what he really has, which is a lot. This sort of validates it too. This 9 of Wands, standing his ground. He's got strength. I think he's been protecting investigations for a while. So like that makes me think that he is a good, decent person. And moving forward, King of Cups upside down. This is definitely him. Is he about to get fired? If they start to think that Christopher Wray is gonna put down this giant report or something that makes them look bad, the GOP look bad, Trump look bad, they will fire him before he does it if they find out that that's happening, because, you know, they have to make him look like, well, he's fired anyway, so who cares? It could also just be that they're gonna sort of turn on him and start to put out negative like stories and suspicions on him. So it almost just feels like they're gonna turn on him. And that's why it's upside down like that. And then these two cards also tell me he's, you know, he's continuing with this 7 of Wands to stand his ground, protect. This High Priestess upside down, he's protecting a report. He's protecting the information. It's bigger than he's, you know, letting on that it is. And he's, and I feel that right there, like that's the secret report or whatever it is that they've got. The Wheel of Fortune, he's afraid that he will get dumped and fired. You see that figure down there at the bottom. And this would explain like why, if he does play both sides, it's because he really wants to maintain his position. And then I get this Page of Pentacles at the end. And this has me a little bit stuck, but we'll do a couple cards on that. You know, this made me think it's possible he's going to give a little bit. You know, a page is like the lowest of the court cards, so this is not a huge act. You know, it could be relating to the subpoena. He might give a little something in order to just appease them. But then beneath this, okay. So this might be what he does on the surface. Beneath this little thing that he's giving up to them is this giant story that I found here at the bottom of the deck after I put this down. Okay, so that's interesting. And what we've got is an Ace of Wands, which is just like, bam. I mean, this is big. This is, and I feel it as like, I mean, you can see that like angels like dropping this wand, this rod, and there's like smoke. It's just like, boom, something that will drop, okay? That is, you know, he's given up a little bit, but there's something much bigger. And then after that was the Magician. And if you watch my readings, I'm always getting this Magician card, which I see very much as the working, several investigations working together. So he is working with the other investigations. So, and I even wonder if he will be the guy. You know, if there is a day when there's a big press conference or something that drops, if he's gonna be the guy. I think he will be the one with the most status nationally, and also because he is sort of considered a neutral figure politically, and maybe even more of a Trumpy guy, because I think he was appointed by Trump. So anyway, it just occurred to me. So yeah, working with all, and then we've got working with all the and then we've got King of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and Justice. So, you know, it's sort of giving me a little more of the team here. A King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. These are investigators with knowledge, and this Two of Pentacles makes me think they are like all exchanging information. And then for Justice is their Ace of Wands and Justice. And then and then we've got all these other cards sandwiched in between that. That's a great, interesting story. And this Ace of Wands card makes me really excited. I don't know that this is something that's gonna drop before the election. I mean, wouldn't it be nice? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I did wonder if this card was saying that he also is still waiting on more information, but this card down here tells me he's not waiting on anything. He's got it. So what are they waiting on? Let's pull two more cards. Okay, I think I understand. I believe that this is that Ron Johnson? That guy who subpoenaed. So he gives a little bit. And I feel this to be redactions, this Nine of Pentacles. So I think whatever he gets, it will be highly redacted. But it'll be like enough to say, there you go, I did what you said. And this sort of validates that even down here at the bottom, this Page of Cups, another, you know, here's a small offering. And then interesting, we have a Hermit card here with that. That's a really interesting Hermit card. He looks like, it's like Moses. Huh, I like that. There's a lot of power to this card. So like, here's this tiny thing. Okay, and if you think of like the status of this page, here's this itty bitty thing. It's almost like a play, like a toy, like a little theater, this little fish. And then here's what I really have. That's fantastic. So I like that. So we'll see. I don't know. I just like really had to read on this guy. So we'll see if we start to see some action on them turning on him or bad-mouthing him. And then we'll know that it's because he's getting ready to drop something that's really going to hurt them. Drop some truth and get some justice coming down strong. And I look forward to that. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know if anything struck you and you want to share or anything else. And please like and subscribe. And otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.